Today on this amazing video, we talk about interest rates and oil prices. This is going to be a fun one, so let's get to it. Did the US Federal Reserve decide to hold interest rates steady at 5.25%? The US Federal Reserve, or the Fed, is the central bank of the United States. It is responsible for setting the monetary policy, which affects the supply and demand of money in the economy. The Fed uses interest rates as one of its main tools to influence the economic activity, inflation, and employment. By raising or lowering the interest rates, the Fed can make borrowing and saving more or less attractive, and thus affect the spending and investment decisions of consumers and businesses. The Fed decided to hold interest rates steady at 5.25% because it faced a trade-off between two conflicting goals: fighting inflation and supporting growth. On one hand, the Fed wanted to keep inflation under control, as it had risen above its target of 2% in recent months, mainly due to higher energy and food prices. On the other hand, the Fed wanted to avoid slowing down the economic recovery, which had been weakened by the pandemic, the supply chain disruptions, and the labor market challenges. The Fed hoped that by maintaining the interest rates at their current level, it could balance these two objectives and provide some stability and certainty to the financial markets. How could the oil prices reach $150 a barrel by the end of the year? Oil prices are determined by the interaction of supply and demand in the global market. The supply of oil depends on the production and export capacity of the oil-producing countries, as well as the availability and cost of alternative sources of energy. The demand for oil depends on the consumption and import needs of the oil-consuming countries, as well as the economic activity and consumer preferences. Oil prices can change rapidly due to various factors, such as geopolitical events, natural disasters, technological innovations, and market expectations. The World Bank warned that oil prices could reach $150 a barrel by the end of the year if the violence in the Middle East escalates further. The Middle East is one of the most important regions for oil production and export, as it holds about 48% of the world's proven oil reserves and accounts for about 34% of the world's oil supply. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, which started in late October, has disrupted the oil supplies and increased the energy prices in the region and beyond. The World Bank said that such a scenario would have a severe impact on the global economy, especially on developing countries that rely on oil imports. The World Bank urged the international community to take urgent action to resolve the crisis and prevent a humanitarian disaster. All right, this has been a long enough video, so before we part ways, do all those nasty stuff down below. Bye.
Game over.